Dr. Sheep, energy epidemiologist, biostatistician, faculty member. And in this segment, I wanted to go over International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples. And this took place about a month ago, August 9th. But this came across on my mind and wanted to make sure to talk about this. So International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples refers to the indigenous people all around the world. And of course, indigenous peoples, a lot of them have been decimated due to them living off of the land and living off of nature. Let's go ahead and get started here. Um, now that we are in the now that we're in the age of artificial intelligence, this allows defending rights and shaping futures. So AI can support cultural revitalization, youth empowerment, and even adaptation to climate change. It reinforces bias, exclusion, and misrepresentation towards indigenous people. So most AI systems are built without indigenous input, and that should be recognized, and misuse of their data, knowledge, and identity. Also, massive data centers can also impact indigenous lands, resources, and ecosystems. So, artificial intelligence systems are taking over everywhere, and in good ways. But some of the minorities and marginalized populations are neglected. And so, some of the racist biases and ideologies get programmed into these. Um, so massive data centers can also impact indigenous lands, like I said. So this new issue added to the barriers to accessing new technologies, especially in rural areas, excluding indigenous from full participation in AI-related processes. So um, they need to be AI needs to the algorithms need to include some of this, and must be recognized as rights holders, co-creators, and decision makers. So there has to be an empowerment of the rights, indigenous rights among, so that this can be used at its full potential. There was some commemoration events and whatnot, and to make indigenous communities for a better world. We need to do that, and there are estimated 476 million indigenous peoples in the world living across 90 countries. So they make up less than 6% of the world's population, but account for at least 15% of the poorest. And they're neglected, and they speak an overwhelming majority of the world's estimated 7,000 languages are represented, 5,000 different cultures. Um, the short story is that we have to be more cognizant of the different indigenous populations. Here are the e-learning tools on the rights of indigenous peoples. Decade of indigenous peoples between 2022 to 2032, and international days. So looking at some of the e-learning tools, some of the quizzes, activities need to be geared towards them. Here's United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. And of course, Office e-learning tools includes explanations on the key provisions of the United Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, real stories, and case studies on how Indigenous rights are translated into real-life solutions. Here's an online free course that can be used in here, and understand and apply the UNDRIP, promoting defending the rights of indigenous people. There's a lot of resources in here. I urge you to look into this. You can just look at Google indigenous peoples learning tool and be able to understand this. This also is affiliated with the United Nations Human Rights Office of the High Commissioner. This is getting beyond the scope of this talk, but I just want you to be aware of this, so that we have more integration of indigenous rights in AI models and places where they are neglected. and marginalized. So I hope this has made some sense. Thank you for listening.